Welcome to section 1.1. This is the first session of the CISSP exam prep series. In this session, we'll cover the foundations of security. We'll answer 6 questions. Why does security exist at all? How is security different from information technology? How do you get started, then improve? How do you test whether your defenses hold? How do you keep security affordable and legally sound? And why is security never truly finished? Why does this matter beyond the exam? Because security is what keeps a business alive. Picture a hospital, an online bank, and a small software startup. Each one depends on its data and systems to survive. Get security right, and the organization keeps running through attacks and outages. Get it wrong, and a single breach can end it. As a professional, you are the person who makes that difference. So why does security exist in the first place? It exists to keep the organization operating. Attackers try to steal data. They try to damage your physical and logical systems. Security is what lets the business continue anyway. And here is the key framing for the exam. Security is a business management concern, not just a technical one. It exists to support the mission, the goals, and the objectives of the whole organization. How is security different from information technology? This distinction matters on the exam. Information technology is the hardware and software that runs the business. Think of it as the engine. Security is the management discipline that keeps that engine reliable and protected. Think of it as the brakes and the safety checks. One makes the car move, the other makes it safe to drive. How do you actually get started with security? You begin with a security framework. A framework is a proven starting point. It saves you from inventing controls from scratch. But adopting a framework is only the beginning. You fine-tune your security through continuous evaluation and stress testing. Think of it like training for fitness. You start with a plan, then adjust as you measure real results. How do you test whether your defenses actually hold? You use 3 kinds of evaluation. First is a risk assessment. You identify your assets, the threats against them, and your vulnerabilities. Together, these let you calculate risk. Second is a vulnerability assessment. Here you use automated tools to find known weaknesses. Then you patch them or add defenses. Third is penetration testing. A trusted team actively stress tests your defenses. They find the gaps before a real attacker does. Picture a bank vault. The risk assessment lists what could go wrong. The vulnerability scan checks for unlocked doors. The penetration test hires someone to try breaking in. Why does security have to be cost-effective? Because no organization has an unlimited budget. Security competes for funding with every other part of the business. So you choose controls that give the most protection for the lowest cost. You spend where the risk is highest. A $1,000 lock on a $10 item makes no sense. Match the defense to the value it protects. Why does security also need to be legally defensible? Because the law is your final backstop. When someone breaks into your environment, prosecution may be your only path to closure. And many of your own decisions carry legal liability. If you ever defend a security action in court, well-supported choices protect you. They shield the organization from fines, penalties, and charges of negligence. Why is security never truly finished? Because it is a journey, not a finish line. You can never fully secure anything, because the ground keeps shifting. Your technology changes, your users change, and attackers keep finding new flaws. The defense that was strong yesterday may fail tomorrow. So as new vulnerabilities and exploits appear, you reassess and respond. Security is a habit, not a project with an end date. So let's bring it together. Security exists to keep the organization operating. It is a business concern, not just a technical one. You start with a framework, then test with risk assessments, vulnerability scans, and penetration tests. You keep it cost-effective and legally defensible, and you treat it as a journey that never ends. Master these foundations, and the rest of the series will build cleanly on top. The MCQs covering all the topics and concepts from this session are available on RooCloud.com. Practice the chapter-specific MCQs before moving on to the next session. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, post a comment below or email us. I will see you in the next session.